all you beautiful Asians, please make some noise. I'm Jonah, and I'm sorry to say I am not the new Pope. It was so close. It was between me and that white guy. Oh, God. It is so good to be back home in New York. I live in the Bronx. Any Asians in the Bronx? No, you're Riverdale. That doesn't count. I'm talking about the real Bronx. I'm on Grand Concourse. Anyway, I've been on the road a lot performing, and I was just in London performing. Thanks. That impressed 5 of you. Great for me. Yeah, so I was just in London performing, opening for Lady Bushra. Does anybody know who Lady Bushra is? Lady Bushra is a South Asian drag queen, a comedian, cabaret artist. Yeah, that's a lot, right? So they have me open for her because they need someone just a little less gay to ease the crowd in. Now, if I look familiar, you might recognize me from my movie, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Kumar, great to see you again. It's right up here. You're Indian-ish, right? Okay, great. Nice to see you. No, I do think it is important, though, to recognize the great Asian comics, right, who paved the way for us. The ones who busted through the bamboo ceiling. They made it possible for someone like me to think of doing stand-up. Stand-ups like Ali Wong from Beef. No need for that. No need for that. She's not here. We got Andrew Yang. Who else? Ronnie Chang, who was here last night. He's really great. JD Vance from Sephora's eyeliner collection. She looks amazing. I believe they call that shade Pope Killer. Not making fun of her politics, just her contouring. See how annoying it is to misgender someone? I do think first impressions are tricky, though, for Asians, right? People always think we're younger, but, I'm going to be turning 46 years old this year. Thank you, I know, right? Even Asians were like, good job. Actually, it's more like, good job, good job. Thank you, a crowd that gets that joke. Why do we do that? What else should you know about me? I'm gay. We've already established that. What else? And Jewish. Yeah, that bums a room out. I was given up for adoption when I was 2 months old. Is anyone else here adopted? Yes, one adoptee, 2 adoptees. Do I hear 3? Do I hear 3 adoptees? Looking for 3 adoptees. 2 adoptees going once, twice, sold to the happy white family in the back. You just made their dreams come true. Now, there is an alternate of that joke, but you have to be quiet this time when I do the call-out, all right? So, I was given up for adoption when I was 2 months old. Is anyone else here adopted? Abandoned again. That's a lot of laughter for child abuse for that one. Yeah, my mom was a Russian Jew, but my dad was a Southern Baptist. Fun marriage. So on Saturdays, I had a rabbi, and on Sundays, I had a minister. Mondays, I had a priest. That was purely physical. I went to school in Boston. Need I say more? Has anyone else taken 23andMe or Ancestry or anything like that? Any of the ancestry tests? No one? You have? Did you find out anything interesting about yourself?
I'm 100% Chinese.
Great story. Oh, he's 100% Chinese. Great story. My adoption was in the late 70s, so all of my records are sealed. I don't know anything about my medical history, so I was really excited to take one. Because I don't know anything about my medical history. I don't actually technically even know what race I am. I could be anything. Please be white. Please be white. Please be white. I keep hearing it's easier. Do you hear it's easier too, Kumar? I really hope you're Indian-ish. I can't tell. Bad eyes. No, I took an off-brand version, though, that was on sale. And it said I was Korean and Japanese this year. Now, I say this year, you know this, because the data sets can change. So, 1 year I took one and it said I was Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, but this year I'm not Chinese at all. So, thank God. It's not racist. It's not racist. I just don't want to be tariffed. So, are any of you old enough to remember when you would get your pictures developed at the drugstore? Anybody? Yes. Remember those wind-up cameras? And you remember how exciting it was to get your first digital camera? Do you remember that? I remember my first digital camera took these fast, sharp photos of my white friends. But when it took a picture of me, an error screen popped up, and it said, 1 or more of your subjects may have their eyes closed. The worst part, the camera was Asian. Yeah, even Fuji couldn't tell the difference between this and this. I don't do impressions. That's actually what white people look like to me. You're all Steve Buscemi. Now, objects can be racist. Did you know the faucets and the hand dryers in airport bathrooms, the sensors were only beta tested on white skin? That's why they don't work as well for black and brown people. So if you know someone who thinks black and brown people are inherently dirty or unhygienic, they're right. It's just not our fault. We've never been given the opportunity to wash our hands after taking a shit at LaGuardia, right? Objects can be racist. AI facial recognition. AI facial recognition will get a white man's gender correct 90% of the time. It will get a black woman incorrect 35% of the time. And apparently it thinks Asians have their eyes closed 100% of the time. Which is stupid, right? We only do that when we're driving. That was an Andrew Yang joke. Hack material. I'd say that to his face if he was here, but he ran. Couldn't stand the heat of a queer show. My husband and I, last week, we had our 10th anniversary. Thank you. 10 years, folks. That's 20 straight years. 30 if you're a lesbian. Why are you applauding? What I'm saying is forever. No, the best part, though, about being married this long is we've accepted each other for the horrible people we really are, right? You don't have to pretend to be good or nice people like when you're dating. So we play this really mean game with each other. It's called Crystal Ball. Try it with your spouse or your partner. What you do is when you're out in public, look for a bad older version of what the other person will look like in the future. It's so fun. So for my husband, he's Irish. So pale, male, stale, just like I like him. For my husband, I'll look for some bald, heavyset white dude passed out in his vomit on St. Patrick's Day. And I'll be like, Crystal Ball. For me, he'll look for an old Chinese woman with one tooth and 2 strands of hair. You know the type, standing in Chinatown, pushing a thing of laundry, handing out Shen Yun posters. Yes, Shen Yun, the show we all know, but no one has seen. I'm obsessed with Shen Yun. Then he'll say Crystal Ball and we laugh because we can be awful with each other, right? That's the point of marriage. Finding that one person you can be your true horrible self with until your next marriage. I will leave you with this. So there was an article in the New York Times about interracial couples and which combination of races earn the most money. Did you see it? So the conclusion was Asian plus white equals material success. Big surprise. And in my case, I married a white doctor. Yes, Jewish mother, rejoice. He went to school to study medicine. I went to school to study music. And yet, we share the same bank account. Now it's our money. So who's on top and who's on bottom now? I'm still on bottom. Thank you, folks. That's been my time.